This tournament underway, and more action coming up tomorrow night. It will be Western Illinois and Purdue starting things off at 7, and following that at 9 Eastern, Texas at Houston. As we get ready to start the second half, Holden Griner and Mackie McKnight. Well, also out there is Justin Goldsboro, Anthony D'Orazio, and Gabe Knutson.
As I suspected, Nance is not going to be on Knutson early.
And inside, it's Griner with the basket. And a three-point lead now for Lehigh. Lehigh, that is an impressive stat. 20-3 this season when leading at the half. Larry Nance Jr. has it out front. Number 11 is Derek Cook. Both those guys with 2 fouls. On the baseline, it's Nance.
Silky smooth jumper from about 9 feet right on the right baseline. That was a big offensive possession there for Wyoming.
McKnight brings it in front court. First time that these schools have ever met on the hardwood. And Knutson posting up down low. He's going to work on Cook. Spins back to the left. That's his strong hand. Kisses it off the glass and through.
Just so fundamentally sound. And you're right, Kenny. That is his strong hand, but he is a magician with it.
Knutson with 15. Lehigh back by 3. Riley Graybo has been rather quiet from outside after hitting early on. Now he takes it in, gives it out to Nance. Foul is called on the baseline away from the ball. And this is going against Lehigh.
Not a lot of fouls called in that first half. Both teams doing a good job of playing physical, but not overly physical.
And that foul is on Knutson, and that is his 3rd. Inbounds pass, a foul is committed. Lehigh hasn't committed many fouls, but 3 on Knutson. Interesting that Knutson goes out at the 18:46 mark here of the second half with his team leading it by 3.
And that is a big foul on Knutson. That'll nullify somewhat that size advantage inside.
Gilmore has it out front. Gilmore and Josh Adams. And Riley Graybo, the 3-guard offense. Larry Nance Jr. and Derek Cook Jr. inside. And a foul again is committed out front. This is on Mackie McKnight of Lehigh. So Lehigh going relatively foul-free in that first half. They committed some, of course, but Wyoming never went to the free throw line. But now picking up the foul is McKnight. And that is his 3rd. So he has 3. On the bench already is Knutson with 3. 2 key men for Lehigh.
And he has been the guy that has put the clamps right there on that man, number 1, Gilmore.
You wonder if Gilmore will work him now with those 3 fouls. Will try to make him attack even more.
I think we will see that indeed.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Cook sets the screen, taking advantage of his Gilmore, but can't get the shot to go.
Nice look, though. Got the screen, good open look, just not able to knock it down.
D'Orazio gets it, a foul called away from the ball. And this is on Justin Goldsboro. Lehigh's committed 14 fouls here in just over 2 minutes of play into the second half. And back in is Corey Goodman, a 6'1" senior, comes in for McKnight, who's now on the bench with 3 along with Knutson.
And that is 2 valuable weapons now on the bench over there for the Mountain Hawks of Lehigh.
Gilmore brings it into front court. Graybo now taking over at the point. Back over to Gilmore, inside Nance, hangs and scores. Larry Nance Jr.
Yeah, nice elevation, hung in the air, as you said, Kenny. There was contact, but no call, but you saw that athleticism on display again. And Nance has come ready to play here in the second half, and that's just what the doctor ordered.
You saw the foul situation. Goldsboro, the only one of the Mountain Hawks that remains on the floor, and a foul is committed inside.
Well, the officials have decided to tighten this one up very quickly here in the second half.
That's on Josh Adams of Wyoming.
A few foul calls early, way outside with very little contact, but the officials are starting to establish the tempo of what they're going to allow here in the second half.
And now Adams goes to the bench. He has 3 personal fouls and yet another foul called.
17 foul on the Cowboys.
They got Gilmore with that one. Remember, Gilmore was called for the cheap foul early when he threw that elbow.
That's the second on Gilmore. This could well become a game of attrition. Lehigh leading it by a point with the ball. DeRazio on the baseline, shot short. Cook goes up and gets the rebound.
Nice strong inside by Cook.
Gilmore down the lane. It's blocked. Nice play by Goldsboro. Still playing with confidence with those 2 fouls. At the other end, DeRazio with the notion. Line lane shot is good. And Lehigh now opening it up by 3 once again, 3 minutes into the second half.
DeRazio complaining a little bit about some contact after he scored. Getting pretty physical inside right now, a little chippy inside.
Gilmore to Sobey cutting through to Cook Jr. strong with it out of bounds. It's very rare that you almost airball a dunk.
Yeah, you got to convert that. It was a great feed right in the perfect position, and Cook just not able to finish. Look at this.
Sobey the pass. And you know, that didn't hit the rim. He hit the rim, but the ball didn't.
Yeah, and I think Holden Griner had a little bit to do with that. On the replay, we saw he had a nice job of challenging that play.
Out front, 3 on the way, Schaefer, no good. Nance high to claim.
A little bit quick on that possession. I know Lehigh likes to be opportunistic, but a little quick on that shot.
Sobey, nice touch pass into Nance.
Well, they got Nance for the travel there, but I like the aggressiveness that I've seen from Larry Nance Jr. here in the second half. He's got to continue with that pace. When he gets the ball, he's got to look to drive to the basket.
Schaefer looks over to DeRazio. Now gives to Goodman on the wing. They work it back out to Griner. Griner sets a screen high. DeRazio backs off.
Now it's Lehigh, good spacing, but not a lot of movement offensively. No one really moving.
Griner trying to go inside to Goldsboro, and they turn it over. Lehigh with key men on the bench. A turnover there, but they're still leading it. 42-39 at Wyoming.
There's so much to like about this Buick LaCrosse. Sophisticated styling, fresh technology, and 36 MPG highway. Like I said the last time I hit 2 consecutive free throws, wow, that's a lot more than I expected. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, you don't know Buick.
Lease this EPA-estimated 36 highway MPG LaCrosse with 2 years of scheduled maintenance for around $299 per month. Consider it a new lease on luxury.
Hi, I'm Joe Theismann, and after every broadcast, I'd have to race to the closest bathroom because my aging prostate was really giving me fits. I was having the same problem as a lot of guys over 50. Fortunately, I found Super Beta Prostate and even got a free bottle. Now I don't have to go to the bathroom as often, and I usually sleep through the night. It would take 100 saw palmetto capsules to get the same amount of beta-cytosterol as it would from just 1 Super Beta Prostate tablet.
Call 1-800-681-1019.
Larry Chiat taking maybe a little more time here at this halftime to talk to a team that is young and really getting younger in this game as some foul situations. And of course, the big story of the night is Leonard Washington has re-injured his back. Their 6'7" senior do-everything center. That is him right there. He will not play the rest of the game. That was the word from Coach Chiat at halftime. He did not play much at all in this game. And yet, a man who only got 1 rebound on the night did not score. And their team still very much in this game with Lehigh. They led by as many as 10 points at one time before Lehigh came back to take the lead at halftime, and they lead it by 3 here as they break huddle. And Conroy Baltimore, number 44, is returning to the lineup for Lehigh. Lehigh has Gabe Knutson, their leading scorer, and Mackie McKnight, their leader in assists, on the bench with 3 personal fouls. And Goldsboro, number 40, has 2. That's Knutson in the middle, and on the left is Corey Goodman. As McKnight now has come back in the lineup, he's playing with those 3 fouls.
And they're going to have McKnight draw the assignment of stopping Gilmore again.
Gilmore, 17 in the first, cold here in the second. Graybo gives it out on top to Nance.
And that 17 was really, 14 of it was early, Kenny, and once he got clamped down by that man, McKnight,
And a three from the corner is blocked by Baltimore, gets out on it. Great defense by Lehigh, and a foul is called, a frustration foul on Darius Gilmore. And that is his third personal foul.
Yeah, it is his third personal foul. He worked so hard, did a lot of movement to get open offensively. He had the open look from the three, but a great close there by the defense from Lehigh to block the shot, and as you said, a frustration foul. That's 2 frustration fouls so far on Gilmore tonight.
Adams' guard is already on the bench with 3. Gilmore still in there with 3. Hanging is McKnight. Can't get the bounce. Nance clears. And here comes Gilmore. And look at this in defense. They usually are able to stop three-pointers, not tonight. Couldn't stop that at the other end either.
They're very impressed here. Look at Gilmore with the drive. Nice dish to Cook. Goes up. There's the foul by Durazzo from behind. Kind of a cheap foul. Not able to stop that. And now you send him to the line for the three-point play the old-fashioned way. And they're going to have to come back with Knutson now with the 3 personal fouls with 14:53 to go here in the second half.
Knutson in, Baltimore out. The interesting guy at the line. We talked earlier about Cook. He did not play football. He played football in high school. He was a wide receiver, did not play basketball. He grew 6 inches after high school to 6'9", and suddenly basketball teams were interested, including Cloud County Community College in Kansas. He played there and then caught the eye of Wyoming and transferred in here with the Cowboys. Outside is Griner, won't go inside. Durazzo, the rebound in the basket from the 6'2" junior.
Well, Durazzo has been an MVP tonight for Lehigh, no question about it. He's been everywhere on the court, assists, rebounding, and hitting big shots right when the Mountain Hawks need it.
I imagine Wyoming's bench is saying, I don't care if we are young in there, a 6'2" guard is not supposed to come in and get offensive rebound. Griner gets the steal, leads to McKnight, and he wisely backs it out until he finds Schaefer cutting through, who gives to Griner. Shot won't go, rebound is cleared out of there by Cook. Running with it is Gilmore. All the way, Darius Gilmore. It's been a while since we've called his number.
Nice finish by Gilmore. He finished with the left hand. He saw just a glimpse of daylight, and he turned on the Jets.
First points of the second half for Gilmore. Pulls Wyoming back within 1. What about Cook getting physical in there on that exchange to clear it out?
Yeah, it's valuable minutes by Cook here tonight.
Out front, Schaefer. Nice look at a 3, and he puts it through. Corey Schaefer. Schaefer with 7 on the night. Gilmore working against McKnight. McKnight with 3 fouls. Gilmore with 3 fouls. Sobey gives it to Cook on high. Coming around is Graybo. On top is Nance, taking a rare 3 and hitting it.
The big man can step out and knock it down.
I don't think Wyoming was counting on Larry Nance to be the 3-point man down the stretch, but that was a big one.
And he has been the man here in the second half.
Out front, Griner with an answer no. Cleared off by Cook.
And just no presence on the offensive glass. Good timeout called now by Coach Shyatt.
Wyoming playing strong. Lehigh leading it 47-46. Dandy we have in Laramie.
There's so much to like about this Buick LaCrosse. Sophisticated styling, fresh technology, and 36 MPG highway. Like I said the last time, I hit 2 consecutive free throws. Wow, that's a lot more than I expected. If you don't know the luxurious yet fuel-efficient LaCrosse, you don't know Buick.
Lease this EPA-estimated 36 highway MPG LaCrosse with 2 years of scheduled maintenance for around $299 per month. Consider it a new lease on luxury.
Does being over 40 make you feel like half the man you used to be? Introducing Ageless Male, a life-changing supplement for men tested to help increase testosterone levels. With over 15 million tablets sold, you owe it to yourself to find out what Ageless Male can do for you. If you would like to experience what taking Ageless Male can feel like,
get Ageless Male now, risk-free. Call 1-800-489-2621.
And welcome back. You look at assistant coach Alan Edwards for the Wyoming Cowboys, a member of 2 national championship teams at Kentucky. In '96, a key reserve for Rick Pitino, and then in '98, a starter for Tubby Smith on those great championship runs UK had. And Alan Edwards had a chance to spend some time with him, he and his wife and their 3 children. Happy with the location out here in Laramie. Used to be assistant coach at Western Kentucky, and he has long known Coach Shyatt, of course, from the Southeastern Conference days. Larry Shyatt, a longtime assistant to Billy Donovan at Florida when he was winning 2 national championships. And then his son is also on the coaching staff, Jeremy Shyatt, who played at Clemson for his dad. So all kinds of connections going through the ACC and SEC to come out here to the Mountain West with Alan Edwards on that bench along with Jeremy Shyatt as assistants to head coach Larry Shyatt there without his coat on, which is customary for a guy who is usually pretty active throughout the game. And even more so tonight with the injury that he has to his big man, Leonard Washington, who is out for the night with a back injury. As we get back to action, Darius Gilmore, who has 3 personal fouls, has the ball. And a foul is called out front. And that one is going against Lehigh. And it's going against Stefan Severkai, who is just back in the lineup.
And the officials again continue that clamping down on the calls here in the second half. Look, Kenny, the pace is really starting to favor Wyoming now here in the second half. I think the pace favored Lehigh in the first half. This is more of the style of play that Wyoming was looking for coming into the game.
That's exactly right. They only give up about 58 points a game to their opposition. That led the Mountain West Conference. And you heard Coach Shyatt talk at halftime about Lehigh putting up well over 30. Out front, 3-pointer by Sobey. A lot of hope on that one. Comes up short. And at the other end is Schaefer. Tries to get it out front, and he is fouled.
And I think that may be on Nance. Let's see if that's the call.
It is. That's his 3rd.
Wow, Larry Nance. He's only a sophomore, and that may have been a youth-driven foul. You got 2 fouls. You have another player right there with you. You just can't commit that personal foul with 12:02 to go here in the second half.
Jack Benz, who has seen more minutes than usual, goes out. Then back in the regular starter, Graybo. They come down low to Knutson. He's double-teamed and fouled. Wyoming, the fouls keep mounting, but they're hanging in tough. 47-46 Lehigh.
We've all had those moments. When you lost the thing you can't believe you lost. When what you just bought just broke. Or when you have a little trouble a long way from home. As an American Express card member, you can expect some help. But what you might not expect is you can get all this with a prepaid card. Spends like cash, feels like membership.
It's hot in here, and it's heating up.
4-3 goes. Batted away, comes down with it, throws it ahead.
Rebound rejected. What a block. Pass ahead. Beautiful play. Huge basket. There's the ball inside of the gym. Soaring and scoring.
The drive, the bucket.
That's the best play I've seen this year. It can't get any better than this.
Original music of my own, covers of my own personal preference. It's the era of music that's inspired me. It is CeeLo Green. There's no separation. I am that music. It's a great show. I'm very excited about it. I'm very gracious about it.
As a young Cowboy, happy that his team is hanging in there. Lehigh leads at 47-46. There's a nice crowd here tonight. Again, it's spring break. It happens a lot of times in tournament time. We come to these locations, so not quite the crowd they were expecting, but hoping they can win today and host once again next week is Wyoming. And Wyoming, what an interesting game it's been for them. Their senior player, one of their leaders, Leonard Washington, on the bench. He has a bad back, re-injured his back. He's out, a lot of foul trouble, and a foul on the inbounds. And that's on Austin Halderson, who doesn't play much, but he's already picked up 3 fouls off the bench.
Yeah, we're going to be spending a lot of time at the free throw line down the stretch if this continues.
He has 3, Nance has 3. They're both in there on the front court. Outside a man with 3 is Knutson, taking a 3, and it's not there.
I like the look, though, by Knutson. He had the open look. I'll take that shot every time if I'm Brett Reed.
And out front is Gilmore, who has 3 fouls as well. Starts down the lane, nice pass inside to Nance. It's rejected by Baltimore. At the other end, on the run, McKnight won't go, and it's cleared out of there by Graybo.
And McKnight lucky he didn't get called for the offensive foul.
Gilmore pulls up and nails a 3. It's been a long time between threes, but that was clutch for Gilmore, and Wyoming is back in front, 49-47.
And on that breakaway a moment ago, McKnight clearly pushed off with the left hand, Kenny. That could have been his 4th personal.
Gilmore, his 5th 20-point game this season. Fading, firing Schaefer, and gets the kind roll. And Schaefer has knotted the game at 49.
And you can't ask for anything more than this. 49-49, half of the second half remaining.
Gilmore wants to slow it down. Wyoming is better usually when they slow it down. But, you know, when they're hitting those threes, it really doesn't matter. That's what gave them the double-figure lead back in the first half.
Yeah, but they're a team that, as you said, Kenny, they like to grind out those possessions, work the shot clock. The low-scoring game is to their advantage.
Shot clock at 5. Gilmore gives it to Sobey, makes a nice move. That was a tough play and a twisting layup by Sobey, and Wyoming back in front.
That really was. What an athletic move. A great dish, though, by Gilmore, but Sobey just twisting like a corkscrew in order to finish that off the glass.
Severkai off the bench, can't get it to go. Baltimore high battling for the rebound, 44 for Lehigh.
And I think they're going to call that that's a 2-shot foul as he was trying to convert there. Yes, he was indeed.
And he's fouled by Austin Halderson. That is his 4th.
Good call by the official. Clearly in the act of shooting.
I don't know if Halderson's played in the game as long this year to get 4 personal fouls. But because Washington's out and all the injuries, he's played a lot more than usual. Now he goes to the sideline, the 6'9 freshman, and he's replaced by Derek Cook Jr., the 6'9 sophomore.
And Cook has got 7 rebounds of the 19 rebounds tonight for Wyoming.
Baltimore hits 1 of 2, Wyoming up by 1. Riley Graybo will bring it up. Most valuable player in the 5A state championship game for Boulder, Colorado High just 2 years ago.
Let's see if this time they look to get Nance a shot here on the offensive end.
Gilmore fakes, now goes up with the shot. It's short, he tries to follow it up and does. Nice hustle. Now he'll force a 3 from the corner. And Schaefer clears.
Well, that's a shooter. He was feeling it. He's got the confidence.
DeRazio drives on Graybo, stops, pops, 12, good. Lehigh back by a point.
How many times tonight has DeRazio hit the big shot, the momentum killer, whenever Wyoming has gotten on a roll?
DeRazio has 14. That's more than double his season average. Sobey trying to get the pass inside. It's deflected, stolen away by Lehigh. McKnight works off the screen by Knutson, gives it back out front.
Knutson hesitated there. He had the open look for the 3.
DeRazio down, gives the pass inside to Baltimore, knocked away out of bounds, stays with Lehigh.
Good hands now inside by the Cowboys. But that time you saw the hesitation by Knutson. He missed the last couple of 3s that he's taken tonight, and I think that weighed on his mind as he passed up that open look.
Josh Adams comes back in. Nathan Sobey goes to the bench. Adams in with 3 fouls as well. Gilmore, Adams, Nance, all 3 fouls on the floor now for Wyoming. Knutson lets it fly, and a smooth touch. 54-51.
Just inside the 3-point arc. But he obviously brushed off those last couple of misses to drain it.
Knutson has 17. Man with 22 has the ball right now. Gilmore. Now over to Graybo, they go down low. And Nance has it knocked away from him. McKnight running all the way.
Good move by Gilmore not to pick up that personal foul.
12 turnovers by Wyoming. Lehigh opens up a 5-point lead once again, and Larry Shyatt wants timeout for his Cowboys.
Yeah, very good timeout by the veteran coach. 39 years coaching at the collegiate level. One of the top assistants in the country. He won a couple of awards when he was working with Billy Donovan at Florida. And his second tour of duty here at Wyoming. He's happy to be back. With a very good timeout.
Lehigh on a 7-0 run right now. Look at 44 briefly in there. That was Conroy Baltimore. Does not score a lot of points, but has made some nice defensive plays tonight. A sophomore that hasn't been used much. And the case for Wyoming, you can talk about a lot of guys that have not been used much this season. Jack Bentz has played quite a bit. Austin Halderson has already had a personal best with 15 minutes played tonight, and he has 4 personal fouls. But, you know, we talked about these teams coming in, how they had one similarity, and the star guards for each player goes out. It was C.J. McCollum getting injured earlier this season and this year. Broken foot against Virginia Commonwealth. Lehigh had to rally against him. And Luke Martinez, who was thrown off the team because he got into an altercation at a bar off campus, he was thrown off the team after a 13-0 start. And his team has suffered a little bit since then. We look at other college basketball invitational scores, as seen here on Access TV to start us off tonight. George Mason, 78-77. Early on, Santa Clara leads Vermont 20-19. And Vermont with the record right now for distance traveled in this CBI, going coast to coast.
Wyoming really needs to get Larry Nance Jr. involved in this offensive possession.
Adams cuts through, gives it back outside Gilmore. A notion now down the lane, gives it over to Nance. He soars, he's fouled by Baltimore, was up there alone with Goldsboro. So, Tom, they listen. They try to get it inside. Nance fouled. He'll be at the line when we come back. Lehigh leading it 56-51.
From sunrise to sunset, lightweight, comfortable, flexible. Go walk, only from Skechers. It's easy to make a difference in Bob's from Skechers. Buy a pair and we'll give a pair. We think the best way to help change the world is to do it together. More than 3 million pairs donated and counting. Bob's from Skechers. Fun for your feet, good for your soul.
Lehigh leads at 56-51 over Wyoming. 7:47 to go here in the second half. And hashtag AccessCBI to keep in touch. And remember, the #1 mixed martial arts show in the whole wide world, Inside MMA, live every Friday night at 9 Eastern. That was the old days. It used to be on Monday nights. Then we moved to Friday nights. And trust me, I happen to show up sometimes. We're on every Friday night at 9. Okay, let's get back to action. It's still the best MMA show on TV. Unbiasedly, I say. Thank you, Tom, as Gabe Knutson comes back out. Knutson, the leading scorer on the season and in this game for Lehigh. He has 17 points.
Well, I like the way that Gilmore wanted to get Nance involved there. He had some daylight. He might have pulled up for a little running one-hander, but he wanted to get the big man involved, and Nance went in with authority and drew the foul.
Nance 2 for 3 from the free throw line tonight. He has set out most of the first half with fouls. He has 3 right now. He also has 13 points.
Besides Gilmore and Nance, Kenny, watch out for Josh Adams. He's a big money player, and they're going to need some points from number 14 on the Wyoming Cowboys.
McKnight in front court. He and Schaefer operating out front with DeRazio. Knutson has it. And also down low is Baltimore. Knutson, baseline, now gives to Baltimore. Goes up, gets the shot. Nice assist, Knutson. And Baltimore has been a nice surprise, perhaps, off the Lehigh bench tonight with some offense that is usually not there.
Yeah, Knutson
more of a defensive player.
Sorry, Kenny. Knutson drew the double team there, easy for me to say, and that left Baltimore wide open for the easy finish.
Grabo to Nance. Shot clock is at 4. Nance fades, fires, and doesn't get the home bounce. It's cleared out by DeRazio. DeRazio on the left side.
It's 4-on-4, Kenny. 2 players went down on the other end.
DeRazio's shot not there. Nance gets the rebound, gets tied up with DeRazio, who commits the foul.
Yeah, we had Cook and Knutson. Inadvertent contact, good no call on this other end, but it was 4-on-4. Let's take a look at it here. Cook coming in, and, well, they got kind of their elbows locked together, and they went down.
DeRazio picking up his 3rd foul.
And one of the few times DeRazio is not converted when he's had the open look in the lane. He's been money tonight.
Nance at the line. Everybody's shooting the bonus, as you might expect. I think they got in the bonus about 5 minutes into this second half.
Yeah, a very different tale of 2 halves when it comes to the way the personal fouls have been called.
Holden Griner comes back in. Baltimore goes out. Nance with 13 points on the night. Now 14, and Lehigh's lead is cut back to 3.
Nance has been very impressive here in the second half. Only a sophomore. Still growing, 6'8". They think he could be 6'10", 6'11" before it's over.
Griner with Nance on him. Go down low to Knutson, who is guarded by Cook, and Cook commits the foul. That is his 4th.
His 3rd, 8th.
Or the 3rd now on Cook.
And you really had a moment there where the home crowd was starting to get into it on that defensive possession, and as soon as the foul was called, Kenny, silence here.
Knutson now with 18.
You know, in the big win last year against Duke in the first round of the NCAA tournament, Knutson had 15 points, very efficient shooting, 5 for 5 from the field. Just an efficient player. I love watching that young man play.
Knutson puts them both through. 5-point lead once again for Lehigh. Knutson leading the way tonight for the Mountain Hawks with 19.
He is everything as advertised.
Gilmore gives it out. A long shot and a rare shot for Grabo that's strong. And McKnight has it, and Lehigh has a chance for its biggest lead.
Big defensive possession here for the Cowboys.
McKnight working in on Grabo, up and under and through. Nice move by McKnight, and Lehigh now is up by 7.
And what a great move. Very crafty with the basketball, able to get that shot off his own dribble, and a difficult shot.
Nance, they needed that.
Absolutely, amen to what you just said, Kenny. The sophomore came up big, another big defensive possession for Wyoming.
Nance with 18, he averages 10 on the season.
If you'd have told Larry Shyatt he was going to be down 5 with Leonard Washington on the bench for almost this entire game, I think he'd have taken it.
Indeed, and several players sitting out much of the game because of foul trouble. Inside again, Gabe Knutson, who is taking things over now on the offensive end in the paint. He has 21 points.
And Cook there just could not do anything defensively with those 3 personal fouls. Easy conversion there for Knutson.
And Knutson comes up with the steal. McKnight running. Knutson almost saved that. It looked like the pass was going to be either for Griner or Knutson. It was in the middle. Knutson tried to save it, but couldn't.
Yeah, I love the way Mackie McKnight, though, when he gets the ball in the open court there. He's on the left wing. I love the way he went to the center of the court to try to give the two wings an opportunity for the finish. I think he thought one of those wings was going to come down and collapse, and just no one was there.
Halderson comes in. Cook goes out. Lehigh now with 30 points in the paint compared to 16 for Wyoming. This is the game that Lehigh wanted. They're getting it now down the stretch.
Josh Adams just standing around on the right side behind the arc.
Graybo. Shot not there. Knudsen battling for it, and Griner will peel it out of there for Lehigh.
A terrible shot, in my opinion.
When they
Graybo.
go cold out front, they don't have the inside game with Washington on the bench.
And that shot just wasn't there, Kenny. I don't know why Graybo, he forced that one. Plenty of time still on the shot clock, and he just forced it.
DeRazio looking under. Schaefer with it. Back out to DeRazio. Shot clock at 8. McKnight with 5 on the shot clock. Backs off, has to put up the 3. And going into DeRazio. And Wyoming is a team that's flat-footed right now, and you wonder how much they have left in the tank. Down 7 to see no one go in there and challenge for that rebound.
Yeah, not one white jersey was going for that. DeRazio able to beat 3 players who were closer to him to the basketball.
McKnight gets the screen, leaves it back out for Griner. McKnight into the lane, loses control of it. Gilmore will clear it for Wyoming. Wyoming's Gilmore with the 3 in flight, no good. Big rebound by Nance.
Yeah, he might have got away with it over the back there. Coach Shia wants the quick timeout, but what a great offensive rebound by Larry Nance Jr. to cut the lead to 5 again.
Lehigh 8 offensive rebounds, Wyoming only 3, but this was a big one as Nance once again comes up his 20th point.
Yeah, I think he may have gotten away with one there, Kenny. But good aggressive play. Griner had position on him, as did DeRazio, but Nance was just not going to be denied.
You see the numbers on Nance. That is double his season average in points. And he's become a man that's had to score, really, because Leonard Washington, and you can't say this enough, the man that leads the team in rebounds, block shots, steals, and scoring, has not played at all in the second half and played just a few minutes in this game because he re-aggravated a back injury that kept him out of action most of the last month of this season.
And Larry Nance Jr. only 5 points on 10 minutes in the first half. 15 very valuable points here for the Cowboys in the second.
He is 1 away from equaling his career high. DeRazio, long 3.
Well, DeRazio's been solid tonight, but that one not even near being on the mark.
Graybo out front, McKnight on him. 2.5 to go in the game. Gilmore down the middle, shot won't go. DeRazio gets the foul. Lehigh leads it 64-59. Cowboys, do they have another run remaining?
I like this new Buick Verano. It lets me audible.
OnStar, how can I help you?
Orange Barrel, reroute.
Sending new route now.
About that. Call Papa Bear. Hut hut.
Hey, Peyton, just fired up the grill.
Tune XM60 Outlaw. If you don't know the innovative Verano, then you don't know Buick.
Lease this 2013 Buick Verano with 2 years of scheduled maintenance for around $199 per month. Consider it a new lease on luxury.
Hi, I'm Scott Jusium of OMG Tax. Don't let the IRS ruin your year. My team can help you with all your IRS tax problems. Honest and professional, we don't make false promises. Do you owe the IRS? Do you have unfiled tax returns? We cover all the bases to help you get tax resolution fast. Call us today so that we can knock all your tax problems out of the park.
Call OMG Tax at 1-800-566-1162. That's 1-800-566-1162.
The College Basketball Invitational is brought to you by the all-new Buick Encore. The next big thing in luxury is small.
And the visitors from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Lehigh leads at 64-59 here in Laramie, Wyoming, against the home team Cowboys. And coming into this, some guys in the desert had Wyoming a 4-point favorites coming into this contest. And they have been a team that's tough to beat. If you're a non-conference foe, they've won 22 consecutive games here in Arena Auditorium, the Dome of Doom for some of the visiting teams it's called. But that is in jeopardy right now. And at halftime, Vermont and Santa Clara tied at 27 in other CBI action this evening. 2:23 to go in this one. We get back to play. And going to the line will be Darius Gilmore, the leading scorer on the evening for Wyoming. Had a huge first half for Coach Larry Chiat. 17 in the first half. He has 22 on the night. And he goes to the line for the first time in this game. That kind of sums it up right there. They're shooting. He's been shooting so well from the perimeter. They haven't worried very much about going down the lane. Not a lot of contact to be drawn that way, obviously.
That's a big miss right there, Kenny. 2:20 to go in this one. Wyoming's going to have to be perfect from the free throw line down the stretch.
You see, it's been the three-point shooting that's kept Wyoming close in this game. Schaefer has it out front. He and McKnight.
Lehigh, a veteran team. Let's see if they work that clock. Every possession, I think they will.
Shot clock at 9. McKnight inside to Knutson. Knocked away by Graybo. Good help from behind. And 6 seconds to go on the shot clock. And a quick timeout's taken by Brett Reed of Lehigh.
This is where I think that veteran leadership for Lehigh really can pay dividends, Kenny. It's a 2-possession game, 4-point lead. You'd have to get a quick shot here with only 6 seconds on the shot clock, but every time down, I'm sure Brett Reed is emphasizing in that huddle right now as we take a look at him. He's emphasizing, let's work that shot clock. The clock is to our advantage if you're a Lehigh Mountain Hawk.
Meanwhile, Wyoming, injuries and fouls, and that's going to be tough for any team.
Yeah.
And they've done an incredible job because of their perimeter shooting to keep this a 4-point game.
Yeah, credit Darius Gilmore, Larry Nance Jr. Those two young men have stepped up big, but, you know, Coach Chiat, win or lose, is going to take a lot of good things from this game. He got great bench play, and a lot of young guys have stepped up and played well here in postseason action.
6 seconds to go on the shot clock. Mackie McKnight throwing it inbounds. Knutson hands it right back to McKnight. Tries to wheel it back inside. And a foul is called on McKnight, and that's his 4th.
Yeah, that's 2 players now. Durazio with 4 and McKnight with 4. And those are the 2 guys that have been trying to stop Gilmore.
And an interesting possession there. They didn't get a basket, and their star guard picks up his 4th personal foul. 1:45 to go. 2-possession game. Gilmore has it for Wyoming.
Yeah,
to Nance.
Good idea to look at Nance there.
Sobey, number 20, is back in the lineup.
Hey, good patience right now by Wyoming. It's only a 2-possession game.
Durazio aggravating Gilmore out front. Knocked that away. Gilmore gets it back with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Crowd sensing urgency here, if not the team. Inside Sobey. Great assist. Nathan Sobey finishes it off. 2-point game with 1:12 to go.
And credit Gilmore. He never panicked when it got below 10 seconds. He drove the lane. He was looking for the shot. It wasn't there. And Sobey flashing to the lane to finish.
Durazio to Griner. Griner backing in. On Sobey. Not there. Wyoming a chance to tie or take the lead on a 3. Gilmore to Nance. Adams backs off. Timeout asked for by Wyoming. 44.4 to go. Larry Chiat calling timeout, regrouping his team. Lehigh had led by 7. The lead is down to 2, and Wyoming a chance to tie or take the lead right now.
Now you got to look for the shot down the stretch. 2 guys I'd look for, the obvious 2. Darius Gilmore, who's been Mr. All-Everything tonight for the Wyoming Cowboys, or Larry Nance Jr. Nance there hesitated. He had an opportunity maybe to go up quick in that possession, but he thought better of it. If those two guys don't take this shot, I'll be very surprised.
Gilmore and Nance have combined for 43 of the 62 Cowboy points this evening. Nance is 1 point away from equaling his career high. And he has stepped up huge with Leonard Washington out now in this game because of re-aggravating a back injury. There's Nance, 22, out of Akron, Ohio. Was not heavily recruited. Wyoming liked him. They took him away from some Mid-American Conference teams, brought him from Akron to Laramie. He was a six-man last year, and he is blossoming into a star here tonight.
About a 20-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock.
Gilmore guarded by DeRazio. Gilmore splits him, goes down the lane, comes up short with it.
Everything went right except for the finish. He split the defenders, he just couldn't finish.
And McKnight loses it. Adams up with it, gives it ahead to Gilmore, and we're tied up.
Coach Reed wants a timeout to draw up the final play.
19 seconds to go, shot clock is off. McKnight making the turnover. Adams swooped in, gave it ahead to Gilmore, and Wyoming down by 7. They've now tied it at 64.
Only fitting that Darius Gilmore, when he was not able to finish on the previous possession after splitting the defender, gets a quick chance at redemption. Adams to him, he goes in, he finishes, and it's only fitting that that young man who has basically carried this Wyoming Cowboy team with Larry Nance Jr. here in this ball game.
And Josh Adams, he's used to big plays. The true freshman out of Parker, Colorado, tipped in the game-winning shot to give his Chaparral High School the 5A championship last year in the state of Colorado. So he comes up with the steal, and Gilmore puts through his 25th point.
Now, if you're in the huddle there looking for the Lehigh Mountain Hawks, I think Brett Reed has got a lot of options. Holden Griner's a guy that you would not mind taking that last shot. Of course, Knutson, your leading scorer, your senior leader. Both him and Griner, both seniors. And then DeRazio, he's been money tonight. So don't be surprised to see him take it up. If it was me, I'd look at Knutson or Griner.
Gilmore now with that career high with 26 points. 25 was the previous.
You got plenty of time here, Kenny, in order to space the floor and try to look for something inside. You don't want to shoot too early if you're Lehigh, but you want to give yourself a chance to get a putback. So I would say you would see them trying to get the shot off with about 4 or 5 or 6 seconds remaining.
Griner and McKnight, DeRazio, Schaefer, and Knutson on the floor for Lehigh. McKnight brings it into front court.
All right, good spacing by Lehigh.
11 seconds. McKnight operating out front with 7. Takes it into Knutson and scores. Lehigh has the lead. 5 seconds. It comes to Adams. Adams racing. Adams gives it over. Sobey, a 3 for the win. He hits it.
What a shot.
Wyoming has won this game.
What a shot. 5 seconds when they got the ball after the possession and they finished.
And listen to this home crowd celebrating, and look at Lehigh.
That's a heartbreaker. Look at Adams taking it the length of the floor after the good inbound pass. He finds Sobey in the corner, a man in his face, and he drains it. And there's the red light. It was clearly good. They took a quick look at it to confirm, but the Wyoming Cowboys have escaped tonight without Leonard Washington, and their streak remains